Hey guys, so I just went to Catskill Regionals yesterday and placed 12th out of 350. So I'm just gonna go over my profile with you guys because I played 3 solar and 2 aloof. The reason I did this ratio instead of the other way is because I feel like three solar just like it provides like a higher ceiling when you open it with like a hawk or a roar, whereas aloof can like unbrick your hand. You can make it like a smaller board or safer board, but later in the game too. Later in the game, aloof can just like unbrick your hand. You can get the dark that you need for your fusion, but you want to open with this more often than this. This is just a better card to open with. This is better. This is like a safer card at any point in the game though. So I just went with that ratio. For the Thunder package, we did 3, just like the standard. Just like the roars, and then just 1 duo instead of 2. Some people have been playing 2, and I just feel like that's incorrect. 1 duo is just, you don't want to open duo, honestly. You usually just want to search it off your fusion later on, so that way you can just like banish stuff that's already in your grave. You don't really want to like rely on this for being your play. You really just want to see it late game, and then it can help push for game 2. That's really the point in the game where you want to see it. And then for my like monster hand traps, Phantasme. I played a lot against control today, so this didn't really help too much. Whereas, like in previous events, it did. It put in more work at older events, but still a good card. I wouldn't change it. And then 2 Ash. And I didn't play 3 because I felt like 3 is kind of a brick. 2 Ash is still good. You can still stop like Orcus plays. You can still stop like True Draco sometimes. You even stop this deck if you hit it right. Like if you hit the Solar, the Dark, or the Roar. Sometimes it can just get there. Ash is still a good card. It doesn't like, it's not game winning anymore, but still a good card. So for my spells and traps, did 3 instant fusion, just standard card, still really good. 3 allure, another card that's just really standard, and a gold sarcophagus. It's all just like standard stuff really. 2 fusion. I don't play desire, so I didn't play the third one. And 1 just isn't enough. 2 I feel is like just like the exact like right number. And then we actually main deck Super Poly. I was expecting to see a lot of Orcus players, and I've been main decking this since like a couple weeks now because there's a lot of Orcus at my locals, a lot of Thunder, and a couple Salad. And this card just gets there for me at locals. Whereas like again, I played a lot of control today, so this just wasn't really that good today, where I felt it's still a good card that I'm going to still main deck. And then 3 Impermanence. Impermanence is just Impermanence. It's insane card. Now, for the extra deck, 3 Titan, 3 Colossus, just standard. Again, I've seen people playing 2 Titan instead of 3, which is really just not safe, because when you activate Fusion to make your 3rd Titan, you get to put back the 2nd Titan. And then when you activate Fusion to make that 2nd Titan, you don't have to put back the 1st Titan. If you play 2 Titan, you always have to put back your Titan. You're not able to recycle the resources that you want to. And 3 Colossus, no, it's just triple Colossus. Then we played the BLS Link. This card's insane. This card is crazy. You play this against True Draco. If they don't have Apocalypse, you win. You play this against Guru. I'm pretty sure you just win if you play this against Guru. They have Final Battle to get over it, I guess, but that's kind of it. If you play this against Ultrageist, you just win. This card's crazy. And it's just 3 really good effects. The first effects being the best. The other 2 effects, like, sometimes they come up. When you can't use the first effect, the other 2 effects are just okay. It's like the Link Revo, so you can get rid of Matrix, search in our Matrix, just really basic. For my Aloof, I play IP. Previously, before this card existed, I didn't play Aloof because there was no good Link 2 to make, but IP is dumb, so now I play Aloof, and then we play Unicorn to go into, and then we also just play the 1 Summoner. Before IP and before Aloof, I was playing 2 Summoner, but with IP, it's just 1/1/1. Now, for my fusion targets, do these for Super Poly, the Starving Venom and the Violet Chimera, and then Kamari Attack and Restrict for the Instant Fusion. Just all very standard stuff. I don't play Link 4 anymore. I kind of realized Link 4 just eats up too many resources. And then usually, like, Borreload is just a waste of resources. Boral Sword's a waste of resources. Appaloosa is a waste of resources. If you can win making a Link 4, you can just win any other way too. You don't need a Link 4 to win in this deck. It just feels like it's like a win more card in my opinion at this point. Just like my token. For the side deck, we did the 3 evenly matched, 3 reboot, 3 twisters. That's a lot for like stun decks. In one of my matches, I even lead someone for like 9 cards, and that just won the game. Reboot's disgusting. Twisters is really good. I just don't like playing against stun decks. I just want to beat them as quick as possible and move on. They're just really annoying to play against. And then for like combo decks, it was just 3 Lancias, 3 Nibirus, because if you interrupt a combo deck, you usually can just win in most cases. Like 1 or 2 interruptions just ends most combo decks' lives. Whereas with control and stun decks, you interrupt them once, and if it's not red reboot or evenly, they can keep pushing. They can keep going. So like Twisters, I feel like is still very necessary. And there's still just a lot of decks where you might just side in Twisters by itself. Like in my first round match, I played against Dino Shadal's, the guy that won Brooklyn Regionals, and I just sided into the Twisters because I knew he was playing like Super Poly, and I just wanted to like deal with the Super Polys. I didn't need to side in the reboots. I didn't side in the evenlies, but I sided in the Super Polys. The Super Polys and the Lancias for when he tried to do Evolution Pill. But this time around, he wasn't able to because Colossus was just there the whole game. He wasn't able to deal with it. And I did play him in Brooklyn. He just destroyed me. He 2-0'd me at Brooklyn. So it was really good to just kind of get my rematch and beat him that time around. And then in round 2, I played against Mech Knight Invoked. That deck's actually kind of scary because like they just have a lot of cards to blow you out with going second. So I make this board against really good going second decks like that, where I'll just like go Aloof and pass. So that way, either I have to waste all their blowout cards on this one Aloof, or they have to be able to OTK me. Because next turn, I'm just gonna like pop off and kill them. So it's like, I go very minimalistic against going second decks like that, where they try to just like break your whole board and then kill you. Because if you just do this, they can't use all the resources to blow you out and then just kill you. You just go like Aloof pass. You resolve the Aloof, of course. So now you're just set for next turn to beat them. And then in round 3, I played against Guru Control. I went first and made the Colossus, and Colossus. So he kind of just had to like no way of playing. And then in game 2, I opened my evenly matched. And I kind of just let him play a lot. And then the more that like he was playing and building up his resources with Guru, Hin City, Final Battle, just like flipping Guru over and over again. I just kept letting him build up his resources until I finally could get him to waste his Fiendus. Because once he wasted his Fiendus, I just evenly matched him for his 5 back row, 3 monsters, and Hidden City. And from there, it was just game. He had no other way of just playing around it. He just lost.
Round. Was your hardest matchup?
Hardest matchup?
Yesterday.
I feel like it was Altergeist, but also because I bricked really bad against the Altergeist player. I'll talk about that in a moment. But round 4, I played against True Draco, and that's where a reboot came in because he beat me in game 1 with Erupt, and there can only be 1, and I don't main deck like back row hate. But then once I like side in the reboots, the twisters, it was just done. There's just like game 2 and 3 were just so fast because he just couldn't play around it. And then round 5, played against Mech Knights again. And like I just mentioned, they just play like a lot of good going second blowout cards. So game 3, I made him go first because I was just thinking like, if he doesn't see Sanctum, I can just win on the next turn. But he saw Sanctum, so I didn't win on the next turn, and then I just lost. So that was unfortunate. Really good guy. Deck was awesome. Then, as I mentioned, Altergeist. So in round 6, I lost to Altergeist because I only opened 2 Matrix, Hawk, Instant Fusion, and Asher. It was just something really bad, both hands in a row. So he just won so quickly. It wasn't even close. He just beat me both times. And then the next round 7, I played against Striker Crusadia. It was really cool deck, I can say that, because like he was making like the Avramax and then backing it up with like Eagle Booster or There's a Crusadia spell that makes it unaffected by card effects if it's Crusadia. So he's just like making this big Overmax and just making it unaffected by everything. Um, but he couldn't really get to that board because Colossus is just a really dumb card for rogue decks to deal with. And then round 8, I played against Mystic Mindburn. He was also like teching Exodia, which was like, it was weird because he duality'd, revealed the Exodia leg. I'm just like, okay. So then he played the Wave Motion Cannon too. It was just like an amalgamation of Mystic Mind doing Mystic Mind, but he couldn't really deal with Titan. He went to activate the Mystic Mind, so I just chained my Matrix, chained the Titan, and blow up the Mystic Mind, kill him next turn both games. So that was a match. And then for the final round, I played against Combo Thunder. So in game 1, I had full board, and he went to do a lure and just scooped. I guess his hand was bad. So I figured he was probably playing Orcust or Thunder, so I decided in Lancia. I didn't know what I was playing against, and I Lancia'd him in game 2 immediately. He didn't get to do his board there in his first turn, but my hand wasn't that good, so on the next turn he was able to like keep going, and I figured out what he was playing, and he beat me that game. And then in game 3, I Nibiru'd him, so he just couldn't really do anything against Nibiru because this card's just really good. Nibiru is so good this format. There's so many decks where you just hit them with Nibiru, you clear their board. Now if you're playing against like Salad or you're playing against Orcust, their counter trap's dead. But if they wouldn't babble, which they mostly do, they're still, you just set their grave up, so that's kind of unfortunate. Nibiru's still really deadly. You just wipe people's boards in this game. So I finished X2. I didn't get to play against Orcust. That was cool. That was like the only matchup I really didn't want to play against. Everything else I feel like Thunder can just take down. Pure Thunder's just the best version of itself because, like I mentioned with the Combo Thunder player, you just clear their board, and usually Combo Thunder has no comeback mechanics, whereas Pure Thunder has Fusion, and people don't realize how good of a card Fusion is. It's honestly, in my opinion, like one of the best Thunder cards in the deck. It's just way too good. It does way too much. But yeah, that's how I went X2 at Catskill Regionals, getting 12th place. Alright, see you guys next time.